贝吼，一昧皆为的先见瑞西寂昧根美王波将。见黑美诸根宗可巴罗萨萨维夏那娑耶依为的切 经。
心经。
弥多心，观自在菩萨心生波罗蜜多时。
So this is the Heart Sutra. He's chanting the Heart Sutra in Chinese.
舍利，舍不异空，空不异。 舍即是空，空即是舍，受想行识亦复如。舍利子是诸法。
Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on mass of Vulture Mountain in Rajgriha. Griha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also, at that time, the bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those five advocates also as empty. as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara said to the Venerable Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, and form too is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feelings, perceptions, compositional factors, consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, and not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of attention, no phenomena. There is no I element, and so on up to including no mind element and mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on up to and including no aging and death and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in three times are also manifestly completely awakened to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared that yatha gate gate para samgate bodhi swaha. Shariputra, the bodhisattva, mahasattvas should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha rose from that concentration and commended the bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is just like that, it is just like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas will rejoice. The Buddha, having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadutiputra, the Bodhisattva, the great being, our noble Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the worlds of gods, humans, Asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This ground anointed with perfumes, strewn with flowers, adorned with the Mount Meru, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. I imagine it as a Buddha filled and offer it up to you. May all living beings enjoy this pure Buddha filled. Again, the chanting of the Heart Sutra in Tibetan.
Soma Jaba Nila Namba Daje Bumba Ngaba De Dalai Rajenge Domba Namba Dawa Dene Sanje Sedan Demba Jaremba Chenju Zemba 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 Baba Jereze Wanjo La Digeje Mezo Rige Mo Kala La Jera Ye Baredo Zemba Soma Jaba Jaba Deba De Jida Lava Jan Digeje Meba Da Chenju Zemba 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 Baba Jereze Wanjo Ge Sedan Sharin Dadin Bola Digeje Mezo Sharin Bo Rige Bo Rige Barendo Jimba Zama Jaba Jaba Deba De Jida Namba Dawa Kumbo Ngaba Deda Laya Rajige Tumba Namba Yandaba Jisu Dawa Sudong Tomba Ni Zuzu Sule Tomba Ni Shema Ye Tomba Ni Le Yazu Shema Ye No Dije Dije Dan Namba Jeba Na Tomba Wa Jaremba Deda Chedam Je Tomba Ni De Tsingye Ma Yeba Maga Wa Jima Meba Jima Dan Jeba Jeba Meba Kawa Meba Wa Jere Tomba Ni La Zume Tsowa Me Dije Me Dije Me Namba Jeba Me Mi Me Nawa Me Name Jeme Lime Yim Sume Jame Jime Rome Rejame Cheme Do Mige Kame Bane Yige Namba Jebe Kange Bado Yame Do Mariba Me Mariba Zeba Me Kashi Me Kashi Zebe Bado Yam Dijinu Dunge Wada Gunjo Wada Gobada Lame Yishi Me Toba Me Mado Baya Me Do Shere Teda Beno Joju Zembana Toba Me Beje Sherage Baredo Chimbala Tenjen Semla Jeba Mejen Jaba Mede Chinja Lone Chindun Dene Nyangelen Debe Ta Duzundu Namba Jebe Zanye Domje Yajirage Baredo Chimbala Dene Lana Me Yandoba Zobe Jojudu Ngomba Zoba Zangezon Teda Beno Sherabye Baredo Lana Mebe Nga Minyan Bada Nyembe Nga Dunge Dabje Rado Jeba Jebe Nga Mizen Bada Demba Jeba Sherabye Baredo Jimbe Nga Meba Dayanda Gade Gade Bara Samga Dimbude Yezo Wa Jarembo Chinju Simba Simba Jimbo Deda Sherabye Baredo Samola Laba Chon Dene Jumne Dinge Zendele Jende Chinju Simba Simba Paba Chereze Wanjola Leso Shecha Wachene Leso Rege Bo Didi Jeno Rege Bo Didi Shin Demba Jendo Shirage Baredo Simba Samola Cheba Jade Tishin Shiba Namja Jizo Yerang Wachumde Dige Sheka Sedan Demba Jare Dadim Boda Janjo Zamba Jimbo Paba Chereze Wanjola Tamjedan Dembe Lada Mida Lama Yeda Pisa Jeben Jide Yerange Jomden Dege Sumba Lang Wemba Do
Good Samara Shadara Samurai, Paka Samara Shadara Samurai, Paka Samara Shadara Samurai, Paka Samara Shadara Samurai, Paka Samara Shadara Samurai.
Aga Samara Shadara Samaya, Paka Samara Shadara Samaya, Paka Samara
Shadara Samurai, Paka Samara Shadara
Samaya. Gadien Bara, Some Gadien Bode, so Kunjus Doba Gizim, Eva Giz, Shiva Giz, Dage, Bazim, Midim, Shoding, and Batam, Shinde Gore, so Engiri, Tonda, Giz, Jevada,
May the hosts of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May the hosts of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspicious and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Prayer to Avalokiteshvara, whose 1,000 hands represents the 1,000 universal monarchs, whose 1,000 eyes represents the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortunate eon, and homage to Avalokiteshvara, who manifests in different forms and appropriate and suitable to the mental dispositions of sentient beings. Reciting the Avalokiteshvara mantra. Please keep on reciting this Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. While the master is doing the preparatory ritual to confer the empowerment of this four-armed, great compassionate deity who tames living beings. And this initiation is in accordance with the lineage that has come down from the Tibetan, 7th century Tibetan king Tsongkhapa. It's called the initiation in the line, in the tradition of the king. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum,
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani mani bime o 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 Om mani bime o 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 mani bime
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Gyavandi Gyado Da Jere Zewa.
Whatever merit, virtues we have collected through the recitation and meditative recitation of Avalokiteshvara, may I attain enlightenment and lead all sentient beings to enlightenment.
야, 다들이 다가 수라하.
So today, here at the Tekjing Cheling main temple, the main audience for this particular teaching are the Dharma friends from Taiwan. So Tibet, China, and Mongolia, for thousands of years, Buddhism has spread in these three regions. So today, we can actually see many Buddhist temples and monasteries in China proper. When I was in China in 1954-55, I have witnessed many temples in China. And so these three, the Tibet, China, and Mongolia, are three places which are specially connected with Avalokiteshvara. As the disciples of Avalokiteshvara, the beings there. And in Tibet, the land of snows, have very narrow-mindedly have suppressed the religion in Tibet. And today, in China proper itself, there are an increasing number of people taking interest in the teaching of the Buddha. And so Avalokiteshvara's blessing, rays of his blessings are always there, shining over Tibet. So with regard to Avalokiteshvara, he is supreme deity of compassion. Whether we believe in a religion or not, to have a warm heart is the most important thing that we should do. So Avalokiteshvara is related with good heart, warm heart, to have altruistic attitude towards others, and not having any kind of jealousy, arrogance, and so forth towards others, but to always feel determined to pray for the well-being and welfare of all sentient beings. So this is the as the Avalokiteshvara is the supreme deity of compassion. Therefore, people of Tibet and the adjacent areas, the Himalayan areas and so forth, have the natural tendency to have good heart, warm heart, and also being moral. Because of the blessings and prayers and blessings of Avalokiteshvara. So today, even in China proper, the Buddhism is getting increasing attention, and there is the revival of the teaching of the Buddha happening. So regarding myself, I am known as the 14th Dalai Lama. So for many generations, for many lifetimes, I feel I have a special karmic connection with Tibet. So we'll do a short blessing of Avalokiteshvara here. So in any case, in human society, it is very important to have warm heart, isn't it? So I have said it earlier. So we as human beings are naturally, right from the time when we were in our mother's womb, we were taken care of with love and by our mother, and after birth we were nurtured by her milk, and we have sustained. So the mother's milk also, it represents or symbolizes mother's love. And therefore, love is very important. So all of us who are born from womb, mother's womb, right from our childhood, we were nurtured by our mothers with her milk, and therefore we have the imprints for love that we have received from our mother.
Geshe.
我们现在先供茶，法本第15页，第一个计时供养法王。文殊师利永世与自在，智慧妙平充满至甘露，广大慈教细海美庄严，至圣手持白莲我供养。
So though there has been huge changes, but in the lands of Tibet, China, and Mongolia, because of being the special land blessed by Avalokiteshvara, we have the habit of reciting this six-syllable mantra, even at a very early age. Today, the world is talking a lot about peace in the world, But the true peace must come from a peaceful mind within ourselves, and that can reflect to the outside world. And so today what we witness is, whether you believe in the Buddhism or not, teaching of the Buddha or not, but people have great interest and yearning for love, to show love towards others. I have visited many different places around the world, so I have witnessed people appreciating love and compassion. So as human beings, as long as we are born as human beings, we were born as human beings, right from the beginning of life, our mother has nurtured us with her love, loving kindness and compassion, and that must leave an impact in us, so that we are left with, so that we also become compassionate and loving towards others. So everyone, it's a fact that everyone raises the slogan of world peace, but it must come through love and compassion towards all other beings. So there is great wave of expression of love and compassion in the world today, whether people are believers or not. So having a good heart and being altruistic towards others, all others, is the essence of religion or spirituality. So my Dharma friends, all my Dharma friends, I would like to urge you that you should have a good heart. That is the most important thing. And on my part, I consider cultivating bodhicitta as crucial. And therefore, through that, you experience peace of mind that in turn affects the balanced elements in your body. And so it is very important that really benefits to have a relaxed state of mind. So if you have a good peace of mind, you'll have a good life here, and then your spiritual brothers and sisters, if my brothers and sisters, Dharma brothers and sisters, if you could have a good heart, compassion, love, then it will really help to bring about world peace. And so, to have a good heart, loving kindness, compassion. So I usually say that the 7 to 8 billion people on this earth are same in not wanting suffering but wanting happiness. And therefore, having the wish for all to have peace and happiness and not suffering, you should also make prayers. You could make prayers for peace for everyone, all human beings. So So the beings of Tibet, the land of snows, right from our very early childhood, we have the tendency to know the 6-syllable mantra of Avalokiteshvara. Therefore, that shows that we have a special connection with Avalokiteshvara. And therefore, by praying to Avalokiteshvara, you should cultivate compassion within yourself, which will help your own peace of mind as well as physical health, good health. So even from a selfish point of view, if you have compassion, you have true peace within. And then to others also, wherever you are, you will have love and compassion towards others around you. So today, the fact is that, as Master Tsongkhapa has prayed, may I be moved by compassion to illuminate this treasure of happiness and benefit in places where it has not, the Dharma has spread before, and where it has spread but declined, to revive it. And so today, many people are paying attention to the talk of compassion. So we, as people who pray to Avalokiteshvara and as our meditation deity, so it is most important for us to have a peace of mind throughout our life, to have through love and compassion, to a good heart. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I meditate on bodhicitta and combine it with the view of emptiness, insight into emptiness, and that brings peace of mind, ease. I feel at ease within, and therefore my Dharma brothers and sisters reflect on bodhicitta well in the morning as soon as you wake up, and also combine it with the insight into emptiness. This is important. So in the Madhyamaka Avatara, towards the end of the 6th chapter, Master so thus illuminated by the rays of wisdom's light. Chapter 6, verse 2 to 4, 2 to 5. So if you remain selfish, what this shows is, if you remain selfish, you will not have real true peace within. If you are more compassionate and loving towards others, you will be at ease and be in peace. And through the practice of bodhicitta, you will be able to bring about a good deal of peace in the world as well. So first, this is the preliminary Dharma offering to the local landlord spirits, making Dharma ritual cake offering. So the deities, the goddesses of earth, and also the landlord spirits of Tibet, the regions comprising the Ngari Korsum, Paruzang Rushi, and the lower regions of Dokom Gangdruk. So as I have already said earlier, so since the time of Nyati Temple, but first I'd like to say Songtsen Gampo, whom I may say was someone blessed by Avalokiteshvara. Of course, he was also an emanation or manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. And Songtsen Gampo married a princess of the Chinese emperor, but he kept our own tradition and culture purely. And then he also invented, during his time, the Tibetan written language was devised. And so when Chandarakshita, the Abbot Chandarakshita came to Tibet, he said that you have your own letter and there's no need for a new script that you need to use. And therefore, he advised, at his advice, the words of the Buddha as well as commentarial treatises by Indian masters were translated into Tibetan. And so we have all these texts today in our own language, and all these teachings, the essence of them is good heart, warm-heartedness, and the understanding of emptiness, so which helps you for having a good health and peace of mind. Of course, in my life, I have gone through so much difficulties, but they have never disturbed my peace of mind. And regarding certain beings whom we consider as negative and so forth, we should not be negative towards them, but they also must be held with love and compassion. And so, as people who have special connection with Avalokiteshvara, we should also have develop good heart and compassion towards others. And so the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, which is related with the developing good heart, altruism, this has spread to Mongolia, China proper, as well as around the world today. So even the non-believers in religion consider it very important to have a good heart, warm-heartedness. Even scientists say that with a good heart, warm-heartedness, you will have peace of mind and good health. Therefore, it is very important to have a good heart in our day-to-day life. So it was Songtsen Gampo, the Tibetan emperor in the 7th century, or Chesong Detsen, who lived in the 8th century. When we look back to our history, of course, Tibet is a land which is to be tamed by Avalokiteshvara. We have, of course, this natural tendency for good heart, bodhicitta, the altruistic spirit of enlightenment. So if we could cultivate bodhicitta day and night, this is the main practice of good heart. And so please keep this in mind. So now the text says that the disciples make offering of mandala. Is crowned and adorned with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, sun and the moon. I visualize it as the Buddha filled and offer it to you. May all living beings enjoy this pure Buddha filled. So repeat these lines. So, Master, please pay attention to me. I, known by this name, please give me the initiation in this mandala of Avalokiteshvara. So, next is giving the flower, a garland of flower, with the recitation of this Ar Kambira Hum. So, child of the noble lineage, it's wonderful that you wish to uphold the great compassionate one as your tutelary meditation deity. From today onwards, take refuge, keep the vows, and generate the mind of enlightenment. So with regard to this mind of enlightenment, it is very beneficial to fulfill the interest of oneself and others. So if you wish to fulfill your own goals, it is bodhicitta that will fulfill it. If you wish to fulfill the goals of others, welfare of others, this will do. And the temporary and ultimate benefits also. So try your best always to cultivate altruism towards others and never feel angry. Even if you've come across people or things that provoke anger, you should never feel angry at them. And so, with regard to the Chinese communists and who have done so much negative things, the negative thing against the Tibetan culture, religion, and so forth, I do not feel any anger towards them, but I feel great love and compassion towards them, more than feeling angry. So we are, His Holiness is using the Tedalingpa ritual for this So please repeat these lines for bodhisattva vows. I take refuge in the three jewels, individually disclose all non-virtues, rejoice in the virtues of all beings, and mentally take up the enlightenment of Buddha. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. I generate the spirit of enlightenment to fully attain my own and others' welfare. Having generated the spirit of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings as my guests, engage in the supreme and wonderful contact of bodhisattva. May I attain Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. Repeat it second time. I take refuge in the three jewels, individually disclose all my non-virtues, and rejoice in the virtues of all beings, and mentally take up enlightenment of mind, Buddha. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. I generate the spirit of enlightenment to fully attain my own and others' welfare. Having generated the spirit of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings as my guests, engage in the supreme and wonderful conduct of bodhisattva. May I attain Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. So, as the text says, to fully attain my own and others' interest, it is the factor that leads you to fulfill that is bodhicitta, the spirit of enlightenment, and to help others as well. So, this is the ultimate spirit, the ultimate thought or principle to achieve your own goal. So if you wish to be selfish, it's only saying the spirit of enlightenment is the best means. So we have now attained a human rebirth and met with the teaching of the Buddha, and particularly the Tibetan habit or custom of being moral and being kind and so forth is because of the practice of bodhicitta. So right from our childhood, the children, Tibetans, have this tendency to be kind, to have a good heart. And so this is the most important thing in our life. So please do your best to cultivate and develop this good heart. So I take refuge in the three jewels, individually disclose all non-virtues, rejoice in the virtues of all beings, and mentally take up the enlightenment of Buddhahood. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. I generate the spirit of enlightenment to fill one's own and others' welfare. Having generated the spirit of enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings as my guests and engage in the supreme and wonderful conduct of bodhisattvas. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all living beings. So that the third repetition. At this time, we have attained Buddha, a human life and met with the teaching of the Buddha. And so, at such a time when the Buddha Dharma is spreading in places where it has not spread before and being revived, in places where it has spread but declined. You should have a good heart for all sentient beings. Please repeat these lines. I take refuge in the three jewels, individually disclose all non-virtues, rejoice in the virtues of all beings, and mentally take up the enlightenment of a Buddha. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. I generate the spirit of enlightenment to fully attain my own and others' welfare. Having generated the spirit of enlightenment, supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings as my guests and engage in the supreme and wonderful contact of bodhisattvas. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings or living beings. So with this, you have taken the bodhisattva vows, which is the generation of bodhicitta, and then next comes taking the Tantric vows. Imagine Avalokiteshvara before you. So in the center is Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by all peaceful and wrathful-looking deities around him. So, Avalokiteshvara and the Buddhas have cultivated bodhicitta in order to serve other sentient beings. And today, being under the guidance of Avalokiteshvara, you should have a good determination to have a good heart, develop a good heart towards others, so that you'll make your life, this life as well as future life, throughout future lives, to be a worthy ones. Please repeat. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, host of deities of a great compassionate one, and Master, please pay attention to me. I, who is known by this name, say your name, will from this time onward until I attain the essence of enlightenment, perfectly hold the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, the Lama, the tutelary deities, and darkness. I will firmly keep the vows of self-liberation, the Bodhisattva vows, and the inner vows of knowledge holders. In order to serve the benefit of all sentient beings, I will cultivate the supreme mind of enlightenment, aspiring and engaging, and the ultimate mind of enlightenment. I will adhere to the binding precepts of the supreme Tathagatagarbha families, the Vajra family, the Ratna family, the Lotus family, the Karma family, the great compassionate one who unites all the families. Please grant me the blessings of body, speech, and mind, and the supreme empowerment. Please grant me the blessings of body, speech, and mind, and the supreme empowerment. Please grant me the blessings of body, speech, and mind, and the supreme empowerment. Next, to purify your body, the three seed syllables, Ahum, bestows nectar on you. Visualize the great compassionate one, the principal deity, alone or with his retinue, as inseparable from the Lama and the front generation. So just as the Lama has already generated the great compassionate one's deity's mandala, you should visualize this. The great compassionate one, the principal deity alone or with his retinue, inseparable from the Lama and the front generation. So the true, the peaceful and wrathful deities, the multitude of them, there are so many deities, but Avalokiteshvara is unique amongst them, and Avalokiteshvara himself has made compassion, great compassion, as his principal practice. And as practitioners, we also should make this our principal practice. So, so rays of light in Madhyamaka Avatara, it says, in the beginning of it, Master Chandrakirti praises the great compassion, as compassion alone is accepted to be the seed of the perfect harvest of Buddhahood, the water that nourishes it, and the fruit that is a longer source of enjoyment. I will praise compassion at the start of all. And so the Buddhas who have become enlightened and the Bodhisattvas who are on the path to enlightenment have treaded the path to enlightenment, path and grounds to enlightenment, others through the practice of great compassion. So, as Madhyamaka says, as compassion alone is accepted to be the seed of the perfect harvest of Buddhahood, the water that nourishes it, and the fruit that is long a source of enjoyment, I will praise compassion at the start of all. So, compassion is held to be very sacred. And so, with compassion, you think of not harming any sentient beings, but to bring benefit and good to others. And through this, of course, you will be able to bring about peace in the world. And so, to avoid wars and battles should come through this practice of bodhicitta and compassion, and therefore we should do our best to make bodhicitta our main practice. So, rays of light from the heart of the Lama purify your body. Generate yourself into the principal deity as described in the sadhana. And you arise as a noble Avalokiteshvara. Your body is wide and you have one face and two forearms. Your first two hands are folded at your heart. Your lower right hand holds crystal mala and lower left hand the stem of white lotus. So you arise as Avalokiteshvara. With one face and forearms. So you are beautiful with a smiling face and you look upon all sentient beings with peaceful eyes. Your plaited hair is in a top knot. You are dressed in a silken upper and lower garments and are adorned with all the precious ornaments of a meditational deity. You are seated in the Vajra cross-legged position. Have the 32 marks, major marks, and 80 minor signs of a Buddha, and you're youthful in appearance. You radiate infinite light and rays. Think that your three places are blessed with the white Om at the crown of your head, red R at your throat, and blue Hum at your heart. Invoked by the rays of light emanating from the heart of the Lama, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 10 directions dissolve into you through the crown of your head, like a swirling snowstorm. So you visualize yourself as in the form of Avalokiteshvara, and you are marked with these three letters, Om on your crown of the head, R at your throat, and Hum at your heart. So the blessings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are invited dissolve into you through the crown of your head like a swirling snowstorm. So here, the actual visible disciples are the humans, and then there are also invisible beings also who have come for this initiation. So for all of you should have a good heart. So His Holiness is urging the invisible beings to help everyone in the world, all human beings and others in the world who do their best to bring peace through good heart in the world. So to stabilize the descent of the blessings, the Lama recites Om Mani Padme Hum Jnana A Be Shaya A, and while incense is burnt and music played. And then Now next is offering flower garlands to the deities in the mandala. So, Avalokiteshvara, imagine making this offering of garland flower to Avalokiteshvara and say this mantra, Om Partitsa Banzara Ho. So, with this, we are done with the preliminary to the initiation, and then the actual initiation or empowerment comes next. So first make the mandala offering this ground, and now with the perfume strewn with the flowers, and down with Mount Meru with four continents, the sun and the moon visualize it. As a Buddha filled and offer it, may all living beings enjoy this pure Buddha filled. Itam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niyataya Me. Please repeat these request lines. Master, who is the nature of every Buddha, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please pay attention to me. Please kindly grant me, who is called by, say your name, the vows, empowerment. Please help me to become spiritually mature. Please cause my body to spiritually ripen through the external vast empowerment. Please cause my body to ripen through this vast empowerment, the vase empowerment. And visualize that the Lama, who is inseparable from the deity of the mandala, bestows the empowerment on you with the water from the vase. This vase of auspiciousness, the vase of auspiciousness, the deity's celestial mansion, is the abode of the host of deities of the great compassionate one. Through the bestowal of the empowerment upon the fortunate children of the lineage with the water of the non-dual mind of enlightenment, may their body ripen as the body of great compassionate one, after their obscurations of body, speech, and mind have been purified. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Ahum, Kaya Bikensa Hum. So the Lama recites the Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Ratna Mukutta Bikensa Hum. So the crown on initiation. And attaches, the Lama recites that mantra and attaches the head ornament, the crown, to your head. So thus, through the bestowal of the vase empowerment, your physical defilements have been purified. You have been empowered to meditate on the deity, and you now have the good fortune to attain the Nirmanakaya. Next, please make a mandala offering, short mandala offering, to request the secret empowerment. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, sun and the moon. I visualize this as a Buddha filled and offer it to you. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. Itam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niyataya Me. Please repeat these request lines. Master, who is in the nature of every Buddha, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please pay attention to me. Please kindly grant me, and say your name, please, the secret empowerment. Please help me to become spiritually mature. Please cause my spiritual speech to spiritually ripen through this secret empowerment. Please cause my speech to ripen through the secret empowerment. Please cause my speech to ripen through this secret empowerment. The Lama takes the nectar pill that are on the mirror, which was placed on the opening of the skull cup in the west of the painted mandala. So the white and red bodhicittas are method and wisdom. The supreme extracts, which have the supreme taste of nectar, generate bliss through the bestowal of the empowerment upon the fortunate children of the lineage with the bodhicitta of the meditative absorption of the inseparable father and mother. May bliss be generated in their body and speech and mind after they have experienced the supreme taste of nectar with their organ of speech. So may bliss be generated in their body, speech, and mind through the bodhicitta of the meditative absorption of the inseparable father and mother after having experienced the supreme taste of nectar with your organ of speech. So the Lama gives you a nectar pill and some liquor to drink from the skull cup. So thus, through the tasting of the nectar, imagine that the So next, so the secret empowerment is done. So thus, tasting the nectar, imagine that the nectar fills your entire body. Your misconceptions in the form of the three poisons have ceased, and the blissful primordial wisdom has risen. As for the realization that have been generated through the vegetable and secret empowerment, your verbal defilements have been purified. You have been empowered to recite the mantra, and you now have the good fortune to attain Sambhogakaya. The next, knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. Please make a mandala offering, already done. So please repeat, Master, who has the nature of every Buddha, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please pay attention to me. Please kindly grant me, say your name, the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. Please cause my mind to ripen through the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. Please cause my mind to ripen through the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. Please cause my mind to ripen through the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. So with his ring finger, the Lama takes some of the vermilion powder with which the seed syllable Sri was drawn on the mirror, leaves a drop-shaped mark at your heart, and with it, and hands you the mirror. So by showing the disciples this innately arisen primordial wisdom, which is one of one's own mind, perceiving the unidentifiable clarity and emptiness, free from defilements, pure and luminous, may you be endowed with the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. Om Mani Padme Hum Bodhicitta Jana Abhikinsa Ah. So therefore the thing, Next is the word empowerment, the fourth empowerment. So make offering. Please repeat, Master, who has the nature of every Buddha, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please pay attention to me. Please kindly grant me, who is known by this name, the empowerment of the display of awareness. Please cause my mind, my three doors to ripen through the empowerment of the display of awareness. Please cause my mind to ripen through the empowerment of the display of awareness. Please cause me to be ripened through the empowerment of the display of awareness. The Lama hands you the can. Touches at your heart. The various appearances to the unborn, self-arisen Dharmakaya are a display of the awareness of subtle clear light mind. So everything, external and internal, are designated by our minds. And so the mind is the doer. So as the seventh Dalai Lama says, if you analyze this mind, that itself you'll find to be empty. So the six sense faculties and six objects appear from with its expanse. The six senses, faculties, and objects appear from within its expanse. The six afflictions are the six kayas, the six primordial wisdoms, which are self-arisen, self-freed, and in the state of manifestations of ultimate nature. Through the bestowal of the empowerment upon the fortunate children of the lineage, may they attain the supreme empowerment of the display of awareness. So this is the empowerment of the display of awareness, or the expression. And so as the subtle clear light mind is unfabricated and self-arisen, the cane has arisen on its own, because the ultimate nature, the mind of enlightenment, is free from defilements. The cane is white. Since the three kayas are risen within it, the cane has three knots. In other words, in any case, all the mental afflictions, the disturbing emotions, are coarse states of mind and temporary, whereas the subtle, innate, clear light mind cannot be sullied by these defilements. So, when you go through the dissolution of the different conceptions, the indicative conceptions, the 33 of the appearance, whitish appearance, the 43 of the 40 of the reddish appearance, or increase, and then the blackish near attainment. So these are temporary. So when you go through the dissolution process through the power of your meditation, then your subtle mind manifests the clear light mind. And so the qualities that you attain when you become a Buddha are based on that innate, subtle, clear light mind. So the meaning of this example and what it illustrates is the afflictions are not to be abandoned. The primordial wisdom is not to be actualized, and everything is freed in the expanse of self-arisen, self-occurring ultimate nature, the mind of enlightenment. You attain the fourth empowerment, purified the cognitive defilements, are empowered to meditate on the self-arisen primordial wisdom, and now have the good fortune to attain Svabhavakaya. So that completes the actual empowerment. And next is the subsequent permission blessing. So first comes the Jenang of the body to meditate on the deity. The Lama gives you, the main disciples, the same visualization to meditate on as in the sadhana. And so you visualize yourself as Avalokiteshvara. Noble Avalokiteshvara, your body is wide, you have one face and four arms, your first hands, two hands are folded at your heart, your right hand, lower right hand holds a crystal mala, your lower left hand, the stem of the white lotus. You are beautiful and smiling, and look upon all sentient beings with peaceful eyes. Your plaited hair is top knot. In a top knot, you are dressed in a silken upper and lower garments and adorned with all the precious ornaments. You are seated in the Vajra cross-legged posture. Having the 32 major marks and 80 minor signs of a Buddha, and youthful, you radiate infinite rays of light. Applies drops of fragrance to your three places, crown, throat, and heart, and recites and meditate on these three syllables, Om Ahum, blessing your body, speech, and mind. Visualize the wisdom deity in the form of great compassionate one emanating from the mandala and dissolving into you through the crown of your head. The Lama then places an image of the great compassionate one on your head and says, the great compassionate one, the primordial wisdom of deity of deities, and deity of deities, who looks upon all living beings equally with his great compassion, is the self-arisen deity of the mind of enlightenment. Through the bestowal of the empowerment upon the fortunate children of the lineage, may the body transform into the body of great compassion, or after all the obscurations and latencies of their body have been purified. Om Mani Padme Hum Kaya Abhikesa Hum. So next is the Jenang of the speech to recite the mantra. Visualize a multitude of six-syllable mantra emanating from the heart of the mandala deity and dissolving into your throat. The Lama hands you the image of a six syllables inscribed on silver that was placed in the northern side of the mandala.
Om Mani Padme
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme. Sumba tasum debe jisu nawani Kingo Gilai took a visit, you took a soldier, the Lama Jimber, Timber Sums. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme.
So visualize six syllables coming from the deity, heart of the mandala deity, and dissolving into your thought.
Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme, Om.
So due to your devotion to the Lama, the replica of the mantra chains arise. So this should be there. So the six syllables give rise to the six apparitions of the Nirmanakaya, the block of the door. They block the doors of rebirth in the six realms of beings and purify obscurations through the bestowal of empowerment upon the fortunate children of lineage. With the six syllables of the innermost essence of great compassion, may their speech become inseparable from the speech of the great compassionate one after all the obscurations and latencies of their speech have been purified. Om Mani Padme Hum Vaka Abhikesa Hum. So visualize that on the moon disk at the heart of the Lama, there is a seed syllable Shri that is surrounded by the mantra chain of the six syllables, and that on the moon disk at your heart, there is only the seed syllable Shri. So then imagine that due to the devotion, your devotion to the Lama, the replica of the mantra chains arise from the mantra chain at his heart, at the Lama's heart. Replica of the mantra chain comes out of his mouth, enters your mouth, and settles as a copy of the Lama's mantra chain around the seed syllable at 3 at your heart. Repeat the 6th syllable mantra 7 times, it says. So with this, we are done with the jenang, or the permission initiation of the blessing of speech. And next, the Lama hands you, so the jenang for the benefit of others. First is the Lama hands you the text, the conch, trumpet, etc. And to the right hand, the conch, and to the left hand, the text. They were placed on the painted mandala. So fill the entire space with the sound of the Dharma conch, which is undefiled, unsurpassed, and supreme. Great, mighty, wheel-turning King, turn the wheel of Dharma. Supreme mind of great compassion, let the stream of nectar descend and work for the benefit of all sentient beings until cyclic existence is empty. I always reflect on this verse from Bodhisattva Charyavatara. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. So from now on to the best of your ability, benefit the fortunate ones as much as you can for the welfare of sentient beings. So with these words, the Lama gives you the permission to benefit others. So having received this initiation of great compassion, please repeat these lines. Then, I will do everything the principal deity has advised. I will do everything that you, the principal deity, has advised. With these words, you promise to keep the binding precepts and vows. So with this, we are done with the empowerment of the great compassionate one, whose mandala contains 1,002 deities, is completed. Yes, ground and known with perfumes, tuned with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I visualize this as a Buddha filled and offer it to you. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. Idam Guru Ratna Mandal Kam Niyatayami.
学与护主等经家错。长寿益壮，百劫永坚固，喜愿人因承办其家，法界遍弥灵与举起如力成大，智慧幻化于无数所以能以坛城中显出一本尊诸天中，我的梦里因盘成其心血于乎。天经家错尊长寿益壮，喜愿人云承办其家，持顿正功德恒愿功勋月尽向众生皆海恒有熄灭，饶以十力天中天无边善事一切生者中，我的梦里因正气清血与护主等经家错尊长寿益，百劫永坚固，喜愿人因承办其家，持出三世间彼解脱出殊胜寂静清净珍宝愿无漏普现上吉祥善成微妙正法诸海会我的梦。因盘成其心血与护主等经家错尊长寿益，百劫永坚固，喜愿人因承办其家。
So this is, I think, the long life prayer of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, written by his two late tutors, Gyabje Yongzhen Ling Rinpoche and Gyabje Yongzhen Tijang Rinpoche.
一切生界中，我的梦里因盘成其血与护主等经家错尊长寿益壮，百劫永坚，喜愿人因承办其家，持空心常，今于士林中幻现空乐百智，只有一些诸成。一切殊妙道三经永伏空心中海，我的梦里因盘成其心血与护主等经家错尊长寿，百劫永坚固，喜愿人因承办其家，持金刚持之法印受印戒。法纪头颅以维护教纪持教为师尊具智慧掩护，大海中我的梦里因盘成其清血与护等经家错尊长寿益壮，百劫永坚，喜愿人云承办其家，持如是无其数。以归以身心至诚恭敬其情力无穷中，坚必知我等其经血与护主诸护，大王罗上等经家错尊三密不变不衰退，尽力怀金刚常坐上境界大海不动恒坚。无边生者种子是业但见一条，为业欲见上老一。
So to the assembly of the most kind teachers, both present and past, the miraculous dance of the body, speech and mind of the innumerable Buddhas manifesting in accord with aspirants' spiritual capacities, the wish-granting child, the source of all virtues and goodness. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings, so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. So to the assembly of meditational deities manifesting as countless mandalas and divinities, the magical clouds of immaculate transcendent wisdom reaching to the farthest expanse of the space of ultimate reality. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings, so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. And then the homage or the invocation of all the Buddhas and Dharma and the Sangha And then the Dharma protectors and Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma protectors are invoked to expand the life of His Holiness, the Tenzin Gyatso, the protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings there, so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. Thus, to this congregation of excellent and deceiving refuge, we pray that by the power of this prayer, expressed from the heart filled with fervent devotion and humility, may the body, speech, and mind of the soul of the land of snows, the Supreme Ngawanosa Tenzin Gyatso, be indestructible, unfluctuating, and unceasing. May he live immutable for 100 eons, seated on a diamond throne, transcending decay and destruction. You are the jewel heart, embodying all compassionate, beneficial deeds. O most courageous one, you carry upon your shoulders the burden of all the Buddhas of the infinite realms. May all your noble aspirations be fulfilled as intended. By virtue of this, may the heavenly doors of the fortunate era open eternally as the source of relief and respite for all beings, and may the auspicious signs reach the apex of existence and release as the sacred teaching flourish through all times and in all realms. May the nectar stream of the blessings of the lotus holder always enter our hearts and nourish it with strength. May we please you with our offerings of dedicated practice, and may we reach beyond the shores of perfect compassionate deeds. Through the blessings of the wondrous Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may the infallible truth of the law of dependent origination, and by the purity of our fervent aspirations, may the aims of our prayers be fulfilled without hindrance. So this is a verse of dedication from the King of Prayers.
Stay as long as possible. Thank you.
身体健康，See you next year. See you soon.